Hi there, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Hatha Yoga tonight. My name is Desi. We've got about a 45-minute class planned for this evening. So I'll invite you to find a comfortable seat to start, whether that's cross-legged, kneeling. Just taking a moment to settle in, slowing down here. All we'll need is a mat today. I usually always just have my blocks nearby if I want to grab them, but there's nothing specific today that I'll cue for with the blocks, but they're always there if you just need a little space to bring the ground up to you. So now we've found ourselves in our comfortable seat. We'll start to find our Ujjayi breath today, our ocean breath. So that's the breath we use where there's a soft restriction in the back of the throat as if we're fogging up a mirror or a window, but we keep the lips sealed. The tongue is usually touching the roof of the mouth. It might be easier to find on your exhale, but we can also try to tap into that Ujjayi breath on the inhale as well. So taking a moment to find that soft restriction, that ocean breath. Our Ujjayi can be a nice steadiness in our practice. And I'll invite you today to explore what uncertainty means to you. We've all been facing a lot of that in the past year. So just considering how we might ride the waves of change and uncertainty, and also how we might meet a sense of uncertainty with grace. So seeing if any of those pieces resonate with you tonight as we move through our physical practice. Maybe the eyes start to close as we continue with that gentle Ujjayi breath. Finding a sense of groundedness through the body. And just an invitation through class. Maybe you explore keeping the eyes closed for as much of class as you'd like, exploring this sense of uncertainty a little bit deeper, trusting ourselves and our bodies to move. And maybe just see what that's like as we explore different postures tonight with the eyes closed. So maybe we start with that now. Inhaling, hands can press on the knees as we pull the chest forward, chin lifts. Exhale, we press into the knees, round the spine, chin to chest. Moving back and forth here, seated cat-cow. Maybe we stay connected with Ujjayi as we go. Maybe we start to make it a little bigger, coming around full circles with the torso. Moving a few times in one direction. And then a few times in the other. And then we'll rise back up, spine tall, inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, right palm comes down, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, side bend to the left. Continuing to move here, back and forth. And maybe for the next few rounds, instead of lifting overhead, maybe we circle to the front, coming into our side bend that way. Finding the breath. We'll move a few more times in each direction. And then once it's evened out, we'll come back to center. Hands can release. We'll draw the left heel in, extend the right leg out long. Inhale, arms overhead once again. This time we'll exhale, gentle fold over that extended leg. Inhale, lift halfway, fingertips pressing, spine long. Exhale, release and fold. On your next inhale, we'll rise up. You can stay here nice and tall, or press the left hand into the earth, press into the heel, lift up off the hips. Right arm reaches long, opening through the heart. Exhale, we release, spiral back down, returning to your fold for one breath. Inhale, we'll rise up, or draw the right heel in to join the left. Cobbler's pose, pressing the soles of the feet together. Hands to the ankles or the toes. Letting the legs get heavy here. Spine is long. Maybe the eyes are closed. Maybe they have been this whole time. Option to stay lifted, or we may fold here as well. Pressing elbows into the legs, opening through the hips, the groin. You can always bring a block under the forehead to rest it on. Inhale to rise up. Nice work. Drawing the right heel in, extending left leg long once again. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, twist. Fold. Inhale, fingertips press. We lift halfway. Exhale, we release down. Taking a few rounds of breath here. On your next inhale, we'll rise up tall. Option to stay here, just lift it up, or we press the right palm into the earth, pressing into the heel, rising up, opening through the chest, pressing into that left heel. One breath. And we exhale to release. Nice job. We'll bend both knees now, coming around to our hands and knees. Always have the option to double up your mat or put a blanket under the knees if that feels right. Finding our neutral spine here. We'll lift the right arm up toward the sky. Exhale, bend the elbow. You can tap the earth or just come toward the earth. Inhale, we extend. Exhale to tap. One more. And tap. Inhale to extend one last time. This time we'll thread the needle. weaving that right arm under the right, coming onto the shoulder, right ear, right side of head. Left palm can press into the earth. Maybe it comes to the low back or hooks around, touching the right thigh. One more round of breath here. And on your exhale, release, press back up, returning right palm to the earth. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, bend the elbow. It can tap or just come toward the earth. Inhale, we lift. Exhale to tap. One more time. And we'll lift one more time. And on that exhale, thread the needle, left arm coming under the right, coming onto that shoulder, pressing ear to the earth. Right arm can stay where it is, or maybe it folds into our bind, or just touches the low back. One more breath. And on that exhale, we'll begin to press back up, unravel. We'll curl the toes under, walk the hands forward, press up off the knees, coming back, downward facing dog, pedaling through the feet, pressing into the palms of the hands, finding our breath here. On your next inhale, we'll begin to walk the hands back to the feet. What is it like to close the eyes here? Coming to the back of the mat in our forward fold. Inhale, we lift halfway. Exhale to release. On your inhale, we'll roll up through the spine as slow as we can, fingertips tracing tops of legs. Eyes stay closed if that feels okay. When we get to the top, shoulder roll, don't let it end here. Lifting onto the toes, arms rise overhead. Maybe the eyes are open or closed. Exhale, heels come down, folding down. We'll do that 2 more times. Going with your breath, trying it out. Eyes open or closed. Rising up, shoulder roll, let it continue. And exhale. Can we go slow? Release. One more time, slow roll. Opening through the chest, lifting the heels, arms rise. This time, exhale, heels come down, hands together at the chest. Nice work. Next inhale, we'll lift the left knee, coming into one-legged Tadasana. Hands can stay at the chest or rise overhead. Maybe the eyes are closed. From here, we'll open through the hip, turning the knee open to the left, finding tree pose, pressing the inside of the left foot to the inside of the right shin, or all the way up on the thigh. Feel free to use that hand to support you in getting there. And of course, we can always keep toes down on the ground. On your next exhale, gently release, but keep the knee lifted, one-legged Tadasana. Nice deep breath. Exhale, everything comes down to the earth. Release the hands facing the front, mountain pose. Next, inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale down to our fold for just a second. Inhale, we'll walk the hands forward, returning to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, let's lift the left leg. Bend through the knee, open the hips, scorpion pose. Exhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. We'll bring the knee toward the chest, planting the left foot down. Rising up, high lunge. Taking a moment here to find our steadiness. How are we navigating uncertainty? Option to stay here in high lunge, or we press into the left foot. Inhale, press off, arms fly behind us. Warrior 3. You can always reach for blocks. On your next exhale, can we find our high lunge without looking back? Stepping the foot down, arms rise. Exhale, we sink into high lunge. Inhale, we rotate that back foot. Exhale, opening warrior 2. Fingertips extending long. Finding our breath. Maybe the eyes close. Next inhale, we straighten through the front leg, turn the toes so that both toes are facing the long edge of our mat, wide legs. Hands can come to hips as we just find our steadiness here. Arms rise up, finding cactus arms. Exhale, we turn the toes out now, sinking into that goddess pose. Breathe here, holding for 2 breaths. Maybe you lift one heel and put it back down. Maybe you lift the other heel. And for our last breath, maybe we lift both heels. Exhale, we release, rise up, toes face the long edge again, and we find our wide fold. Inhale, we lift halfway. Exhale, we release. Pressing right palm into the center of the mat, lifting the left arm up toward the sky. Exhale, we release and switch. One more time, each side. And then we come back to our fold, hang out for just a breath. We'll stay down low. We'll rotate left toes toward the front of the mat as we walk, our hands there. Finding our lunge. On an inhale, we rise up one more time, high lunge. We can stay here, arms lifted, or maybe this time, arms come behind, interlacing the fingers, opening through the chest. We can stay here, or we return one more time, finding that warrior 3. Maybe we keep the arms clasped. One more breath. Exhale, right foot just touches down on the mat and then rises up. Release the arms. One-legged Tadasana here. Ooh, good work. Opening the right knee, finding our tree pose on this side. Toes can come to the earth, the inside of the shin. or all the way up to the thigh. What is it like to close the eyes here? Palms may come together at the chest or stay overhead. Next inhale, we return one-legged Tadasana, arms rise. And we exhale, release the foot, release the hands, mountain pose. Navigating these movements with grace, with humor. On your next inhale, we'll lift the arms up. Exhale to fold all the way down. Maybe we grab opposite elbow this time and hold in center or sway side to side. We'll repeat that slow roll up we've done before, tracing tops of legs, feeling the body without seeing it. We'll rise all the way, arms overhead, interlacing the hands to steeple grip, so pointer fingers straight up. Inhale, we'll stay here, maybe slight back bend. Exhale, rising tall. Inhale, side bend to the left. Exhale through center. Inhale, side bend to the right. Exhale through center. One more time on each side, finding the movement with your breath. And then one more time through center. Maybe we return, reaching up, finding that back bend one last time. And then we can exhale, arms release, reverse swan dive, coming down to our fold. Nice work. We'll step back to down dog from here. We'll lift the left leg up once again, just so that we can bend the knee and draw some circles with the hip, or with the knee rather, but for the hip. So moving a couple in one direction, and then we'll switch. And release down dog. Lift the right leg up. We'll do those circles on this side. And reverse. And then we'll lift the right leg up tall, bend through the knee, open the hips to the side, scorpion pose. On your exhale, we'll bring the knee through, planting it between the hands, finding our steadiness. Inhale, we rise up, high lunge. What if the eyes are closed? On your next inhale, we can stay here, or maybe we press off, finding that warrior three on this side. Breathing. On your exhale, we don't need to look back. Our body knows where we're going. Finding that high lunge once again. Nice work. Next inhale, we'll rotate that foot, getting ready for our exhale to our warrior two. Maybe we close the eyes here, imagining the gaze over those fingertips. Next inhale, we'll straighten through the front leg. Hands can come to hips, both toes facing the long edge. From here, we'll inhale the arms out to the side, feeling the limbs extend long, taking up space. We'll bring the heels in, toes out, finding our star pose. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows, bend the knees, goddess pose. Inhale, we rise up. 2 more. Exhale, we sink. Inhale, we rise. Sink 1 more time and let's hold. Maybe the eyes close here. Next inhale, we lift. Turn the toes facing the front. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Let's walk both hands over to the left. You can grab onto that foot, ankle, or leg, or just fingertips in that direction. Maybe we look toward that left leg or even underneath it. And we'll release through center, come to the other side, reaching for the right foot or leg. Back through center, and then we'll come all the way back to that front foot, right toes, returning to our high lunge. When you're ready, inhale, we lift. We can stay here or interlace like we did before, opening through the chest. Maybe we press off the back toes. Warrior 3, 1 more time. Arms in any position. Grace through this uncertain moment. On your exhale, we can release the hands. We'll release the foot back once again, and then we'll lower the knee. So we have right foot in front, left leg behind. And we'll bring the right arm around to the inside, finding our low lunge here. On an exhale, we'll come back onto the heel, half splits. We'll start to move here. And if you like this front to back, you can stay. Or maybe we start to do some circling, making it a little more free. Getting the hips involved, maybe we go the other way. And then we'll gently step that foot back. We'll step the left foot up, bringing the left hand around so both hands are inside. You can always come onto blocks here, bringing the ground up to you. And then we'll move again, just starting out front to back from our low lunge to half splits. And then maybe we start to add that freedom of movement here, the little circling with the hips. Sometimes we can get really stuck in kind of rigid movements or doing postures just the way we're told, instead of the way they feel or the way we want to move. Circling in the opposite direction if that's where you chose to go with it. And then when you feel ready, we'll bring the left knee back, toes together, knees wide, coming into child's pose. walking the hands forward. Taking some time to rest here. We'll gently start to walk the hands up. And you can swing the legs around right away if you know the knees are sensitive, or we're going to bring the hands behind us, pressing into the fingertips or the palms, and just press the palms down. Shoulders come together, chest opens. If the quads or knees are giving you any trouble, again, you can just swing the legs around and do this from a seat instead. On your next exhale, we'll come back up, fingertips support us, and we will all come now around to a seat. So swinging the legs around, letting the legs extend long in front of you. We'll inhale, arms come up overhead. And on an exhale, we'll start to fold forward, reaching for the outside of the shins or the feet or fingers on the mat. And maybe we stay here in our fold, or we bring the left hand around to the right so that both hands are now reaching toward the right side. And maybe we just deepen into this length here on the right side. And then we might bring both hands over to the left, feeling that length through the left side. And from here, we'll gently release, rolling up. We might bend through the knees, making our way to our back, nice and slow. Drawing the knees to the chest when we get there. Bringing the palms right to the knees. We might extend the arms so that the legs come away from the body. Inhale, we pull the knees in. A few more times like that. Extend and pull it in. And the next time the legs or the arms are extended, we can release, letting the feet come down to the earth. We'll cross the right ankle over the left. Option to stay here, pressing into the thigh with that right hand. Or we can press off the left foot, interlace the hands behind the left thigh for our figure 4, our reclined pigeon stretch. We'll gently release the left foot back down, and we'll continue with the right leg just crossing over the left. Staying here for a moment. We'll gently move the hips to the left, letting the knees come down to the right for our supine twist. If the cross legs are too much, you can just uncross them and stack the knees. Maybe the arms extend, gaze goes to the left. On your next exhale, we'll come through center, uncross the legs if they were crossed, and we'll bring the left leg to cross, left heel just on the right thigh here. We can stay here pressing the left hand into the thigh, or we can press off, interlacing both hands behind the right leg. On your next exhale, we'll gently release, continuing the cross of the legs, shifting the hips to the right, letting the knees fall to the left. You can always uncross, just stack the legs. And on your next exhale, we'll come back through center, uncross the legs. We'll extend them out long, bringing both heels toward the bottom left corner of the mat. Bring the arms overhead. You can grab right wrist with left hand, and we'll shimmy the shoulders and the head to the top left. So we're creating a C shape with the body here. One final option, you can cross the right heel over the left. Feeling this nice lengthening through the side body. Maybe we return once again to our Ujjayi breath. And on your next exhale, we'll gently shimmy ourselves back to center. We'll move both heels now to the bottom right. Reaching for the left wrist with the right hand. Shimmy ourselves over, shoulders to the top right. Feeling relaxed here in a space, not going so far that the shoulders or the neck are lifted, just letting everything rest. And we can cross the left heel over the right. Feeling this lengthening through the left side. And on your next exhale, we'll gently release, unwinding, moving into our Shavasana, our final resting pose for the evening. You can stay lying on the back, extending the arms and legs out, or you can come to the belly or child's pose or a seat. Any posture that feels restful to integrate our practice tonight. No rush, taking your time to find your position, getting any props you may need, pillows, blankets, anything to feel comfortable. And now, as we've found our final rest, I'll invite you to consider one more time our theme today. How can I relax into uncertainty? It might feel unnatural and really hard, but how might we relax or ease into uncertainty? And I'll leave you with that in Shavasana for a few minutes, and I'll call us back together here shortly. And when you feel ready, starting to invite some movement back into the body as we navigate the space around us. Feeling free to stay for as long as you'd like in your Shavasana. And if you're ready to close out practice, you can start to make your way up to a seat by rolling to one side, pressing up. And when you get there, we'll bring the hands together at the chest, acknowledging this time and energy we spent cultivating our practice. Gently bowing head to the hands, body toward the earth. The light in me acknowledges and honors the light in each of you. Thank you so much for sharing your time and your practice with me. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks, everyone. I hope you have a restful evening.